Hey everyone, so we're here for another episode of Bells and Balance, and today we have Crystal Ellis with us.
Hi.
Hi. Crystal is one of my favorite people, and I know she's going to get embarrassed that I said that, but Crystal is just always so positive. You always have a nice, kind word for people, and always just like spreading sunshine. Like that's how I always think of you. So I was really excited
Oh,
that you agreed to come on today, and I have lots of things I want to ask you.
oh, great. Thanks so much for having me.
Yeah,
Yeah.
of course. So Crystal's a mom of two boys, and she runs her own home business. And it seems like business is booming for you, girl. You want to tell us
Yes.
a little bit about what you do and how it's going?
Sure. Yeah, sure. So I work for a company called Unique Cosmetics. Unique is basically skincare and makeup, and it's social media based. So the beauty of that is your mobile office. So my office is just wherever I am, and I offer confidence and beauty from within. But it's kind of like offering ladies solutions to any skin issues that they have, or if they just want to feel better about themselves. And it's really high quality makeup and skincare, and I'm loving it. It's so much fun.
That you seem like you're having a lot of fun with it. Like I see your live videos and stuff, and I have to ask you, like, have you always had a talent for makeup? Because you just do these like amazing things. I mean, did you teach that to yourself or like
I did.
really?
I did. When I first started, I didn't think that I was going to be able to do it. And I had said, when I was approached to join, I didn't think that I knew enough people. I didn't think that I would had enough skill or anything like that. But the beauty of it is you learn as you go, and you just kind of get better at it the more you practice. And so I'm kind of like a self-taught makeup artist in a way. I don't have any training. I was just a mom before I did this, and I've definitely seen a lot of growth, not only in me but in my team of girls. And just just practice, really. It's just practice. Anybody can do it. I think when I first started, I thought that I was decent at it, but then you look back and you see the transformation, and from being in
Absolutely.
your business, you see the transformation and you see the
Yes.
growth, and just not on the outside, but on the inside too. So it's been a wonderful experience, and I couldn't love it more.
I love to hear you say that too, that it's like an inside transformation too, because that's something, and I've owned a few different businesses over the years, and I've always told people there is no better personal development than owning your own business because you have to get good at what you do, and
Right.
you have to get that confidence because if you don't feel confident, you can't possibly do the things you need to do to be successful. It's just so important.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, I've definitely seen that come out in you over the past probably year or so. Like you
Oh yeah,
like
it's been about
radiate it. It's
16
awesome.
months. Been doing it for about
Wow.
16 months, and yeah, the transformation. And when you can notice the transformation in yourself, um, then you can start to help other people too.
Absolutely.
As you're starting the transformation inside and outside, you can do that for everyone else as well. It's been very rewarding.
Oh, that's so awesome. I love that. Um, One of the things I wanted to talk to you about, because Crystal and I have been working together on her fitness and
Yes,
her nutrition, and you have some foot issues that are
I
making
do.
it very difficult for you. And
It is.
I've just been so amazed because, I work with a lot of people who, have health and fitness goals, or they say they have health and fitness goals, but then like one little obstacle will get in their way and they're like, forget it. And I mean, my story that I've overcome, cancer and a broken foot and an
Right,
appendectomy, and I keep coming back. And so sometimes it's hard for me to have compassion for the people who are like, oh, well, I have a headache, so I can't. And I'm like, really?
right,
So to see
right.
you like adapt things the way that you have, and even though you can't do the workouts that maybe you want to do, you've been finding other things to do. And I just
Right.
wanted to commend you for that because I think it's really
Thank you.
incredible. It's very inspiring. Like when I see you post that you did a workout, I'm like, well, I don't have any excuse. I did mine.
Yeah,
Can you
it,
tell me a little bit about what that's been like for you?
absolutely. So I have Morton's neuroma. So what that is, it's in both of my feet. It's a nerve condition, and basically because I'm a girl. I'm a short girl. I wore a lot of heels. I wore a lot of ill-fitting shoes. And I just think over the years, what's happened is the ball of my feet, there's metatarsal pads. They shifted out of the way, but I didn't know that. So basically, I was walking around in shoes that were cute, but not necessarily good for my feet. And I'm basically walking on bone. So it irritated the nerve. So Morton's neuroma is the thickening of the nerve. And so it feels like you're walking on rocks, and it's stabbing, it's painful, they're swollen, and all the tissue surrounding it's swollen and stuff. So it's excruciating pain sometimes, and sometimes it's manageable. It hurts to stand, it hurts to walk. I can't use my feet to do practically anything. And when doing the workouts and stuff, even just sit-ups on the floor, having my feet touch the floor, it just hurt. So trying to find ways to do workouts has been very difficult, but I've started incorporating spin bike because my feet are strapped in pedals and they're up, and I don't have to push, I just have to circle, and it hasn't been too bad. They're numb when I'm finished, but I don't have any pain the next day worse than the pain that I live with daily.
Okay. Yeah, no, I think that's great that you found something, because I know, like, usually when people have injuries, I'll usually recommend, like, try yoga or try cardio or try, like, one of the dance programs that's a little bit less impact, but none of that stuff works for you because you have to stand to do that stuff.
Right. I have to use my feet. So, it's nearly impossible, but it's gotten to the point where, you hit a plateau or you hit a number on the scale that you don't want to go past. And I hit that, and I've started and stopped. And then, just this last time that I joined your group, I was, I don't want to fail. I have to do this because I need this for me. I'm transforming myself inside. So I need to just go for it and just do what I can. And I mean, the scale hasn't moved as much as I want it to, but it's moving and I'm still doing it. So I still feel really good about it.
Yeah. And I think, when you can focus on those non-scale victories, like even just the fact that you're still doing it every day, and that makes you feel good because you know that you're still taking those steps to get towards your goal. When you can focus on that stuff and not as much the scale, you don't get frustrated, and you can just keep like pushing through every day.
Yeah.
How are you doing with your nutrition and stuff now?
Oh, great. Well, I mean, my husband is vegan, and he has been for 4 years. And he's also a retired Army. So
I didn't know that.
He knows that I want this. So if he sees me like falling off the wagon, he'll reel me back in. Remember your little containers. Remember, all that stuff. So he's pretty much like a drill sergeant in a sense, but except one that cares for me.
It's good. And he knows. He knows that you need that support.
Right. So he knows when to kind of lay back, but also remind me, I don't think you want to eat that one time because you're going to pay for it the next day and things like that. So it's going really, really well. That's great. I've cut back. There's no soda, and we don't have sweets in the house or anything like that. So the temptation isn't there because it's not physically in the house. And I think a lot of people, if you have something that's kind of like your vice or your thing that you want to go for, if it's in the house, it's harder to say no to, especially if you're having a bad day or anything like that. So it's not in the house, so I can't be tempted by it.
That's so huge. And it's so good that you have a husband that's supportive of that, because my husband buys Cheetos and cookies and all kinds of Taco Bell. It was the first thing he did was he had to go to Taco Bell. So, I mean, luckily I'm in the right frame of mind that I can resist that stuff, but I wasn't when I first started my journey. Right. And a lot of women have to deal with that stuff. And I'm glad that you brought up the vegan, because I have like a list of things I wanted to talk to you about. And one of them was the fact that your husband is vegan and you are not, and you have 2 boys. So how do you handle, like, do you do the cooking for the family?
It's so funny that you asked that. At first I did. Yeah. I have 2 boys. One is 13 and one is 7. And the 7-year-old is so incredibly picky. He had acid reflux as a baby, and he's just always been super picky. So when my husband first became vegan, it was about 4 years ago, I would make him dinner, and I would either eat that, or if it was something where I was like, I don't think I want that, then I would kind of eat the same thing as my kids, but my kids would eat separate things. So I would pick one of their meals because that's already 3 different things
Well, yeah,
I'm
that's
making.
a lot of different meals.
Incorporate it. So now 4 years later, he fends for himself. I'm not, I don't do it anymore. He does. And he works such long hours and he travels a lot. So he makes himself food and he is happy to do that. And then I just take care of me and the boys. And that way, it's not reheating whatever it is that I've made him for the day. So he kind of takes care of himself now, which is nice after all these years.
Yeah, that's
so there you go.
That's
I'm not the wife who's making 3 dinners every night anymore. So
that's good because that takes up a lot of work. I know. I mean, for me, you know, I was vegan for a while and I'm always doing like different nutrition plans. And so like I would usually I would make us all the same stuff, but like maybe I wouldn't eat whatever meat I was serving them and I would just eat the sides, or maybe like I would make myself an extra vegetable or something like that. But even just doing that was difficult because it's just like you're making all of these different things and, you know, and then like I'll put something in front of my daughter and she's kind of picky too. And she's like, I don't want to eat that. So, you know, just trying to find that balance of like what everyone will eat. So it sounds like you have a good system down for that.
We do now. It took a little bit of time at first, but now it's been 4 years. So it's we've kind of hit our groove. And now that my 7-year-old, he's less picky, I can kind of get away with making one thing for the 3 of us. And then when my husband gets home, he takes care of himself and it just works out. It works out and we're all happier. So that's good.
Yeah, I mean, there's no rule that says everybody has to eat the same thing or one person has to make dinner for everybody. I mean, I think every family has to find what works for them, and it sounds like you guys have done that. So that's great. Now, are your boys good about eating like fruits and vegetables and things like that?
Oh, yeah. Good. They love that. And it's so funny because my older son, he'll eat anything. And my younger son is super picky, but he will eat fruits and vegetables and breakfast items. Like there's no tomorrow. Like there's no tomorrow. So I've never had a problem with either of them with fruits or vegetables. Good. They're obsessed. They want it in their lunch. They always want it. And I think that's also because we don't have a lot of sweets in the house. So fruits are sweet.
They're sweet.
It's kind of like candy to them. And they're so good and they drink lots of water. Like they're great. We don't have juice in the house, nothing like that. So they're really good about that. Even though they have their things that they will and won't eat, there's enough that they do eat. So I can't complain. They're really good.
They're good boys. I mean, I've met your boys before. They're really good, friendly, sweet boys. Good. You've done such a good job with them.
Thank you.
You're welcome. So you're heading to Disney soon, right?
I am. 17 days.
Oh my God. I know. All of us Disney people know exactly how many days until our next trip.
I know.
I'm at -1 now because I got home yesterday.
I know.
Yeah, we don't have our next date set yet. I don't know exactly when. So having boys who are a little bit of a different age, do they like the same things when you guys go to Disney, or do you ever have to like split the family up or anything like that?
We split up all the time. Okay. We do. So, you know, my 13-year-old, we take turns on thrill rides with him because we can't ride or switch because Connor's 7 and he won't go on any roller coaster. He'll do It's a Small World and Little Mermaid and Winnie the Pooh, Peter Pan, if we're at Magic Kingdom.
He sounds like me.
But he won't do. But we will be there for Toy Story when it opens at the end of June. And we have fast passes for the Slinky Dog Dash roller coaster. And he is going to attempt that because he saw they showed the kind of the aerial photo and it doesn't look like there's a scary drop like Expedition Everest, which he's never ridden and he has no desire to. He may never be a roller coaster kid, and that's okay. But he's going to attempt it, and we will see. Well,
I really want to hear his report back because I'm not a huge roller. I like some of the roller coasters. Like I like Minecart. I like like Big Thunder Mountain, but
Okay.
I'm not like a big roller coaster person. So I'm curious to hear what he thinks of that, because if he likes
Yeah.
it, then I probably will too.
Yeah. I think it looks more family friendly. It doesn't
It
look as
does.
intense as the bigger
Well,
coasters.
yeah,
So
like the
I'm
Everest. I
hoping.
mean, those are like, I mean, those are rides that are supposed to scare you. That's what they were made
Oh yeah.
for.
It's one of my favorites though. I love it. We were scared to ride it for the longest time.
Yeah.
But we loved it. So
I
yeah.
tried it once. I had one trip that I went and I was like, I'm going to go on everything just so Rudy stops bugging me. And
Yeah.
I was like a dizzy mess, but my daughter loves it. I mean, that's like one of her favorite rides. So she's a little daredevil. She gets that from Rudy, not me.
Yeah, that's okay. I love that ride though. It's fun.
Yeah, I mean, most people do. I'm one of those people who just, I can't stomach it. So what are you going to
That's
do?
okay. Um,
I still have fun. It doesn't matter. So tell me about how, like, what do you do for you? Like, I know you have your business, and I know that probably really like nourishes your soul.
it does.
And I can tell that. I mean, you really love what you do, but what, is there anything else that you do for you that is
Oh, yeah, absolutely. I mean, I do pampering stuff. So,
good?
like getting my nails done.
Your nails
And
always look perfect.
I figured that's something that I used to do when I was young, like back in college. And I just wanted to treat myself and do stuff like that. And I enjoy photography. I love photography. I love travel. I mean, we go to Disney, but I actually went to college for travel and business management.
Oh, I didn't know that.
And I'm not using it for anything but recreation, but the business aspect certainly for my business.
Sure.
Although it's not a requirement to even have any of that, but I use it. I use part of that. I did marketing and stuff. And so I do have a little bit of a background in that, just haven't dusted it off in a really long time. But really, those are passions of mine is travel and photography. And I make sure that I pamper myself. I have my little, it's easy to say, but my little shows that I watch that just for me. And I have like a little nook in our bedroom, and that's where I'll come and I'll read. I do a lot of personal development, which I resisted for a really long time because I didn't think that I needed it, but yet I did, and I do that every single morning when I wake up. So in different media and books, videos, stuff like that, where I'll make sure I do probably like 20 to 30 minutes every single day. But I think what it's done is it's like fed my soul and helped me kind of blossom even more. And I think that's also allowed me to help like my team as well, helping them.
Absolutely.
So yeah.
I'm so glad you brought that up, because personal development is so important, whether you're in business or not, but especially when you're in business, because like we were talking before about that confidence, and you need, like, because I do personal development too. And people who aren't familiar with that, they're like, what is that? But I mean, it's really just, it's not just like reading the material or watching the video, but it's actually applying it into your own life and looking at like, how can this work for me? How can I incorporate this into my relationships, my business, my job, my family, whatever it is. And it's just so important. And I think a lot of people feel the same way you did, that like, oh, I don't need it. And then once you start doing it, it's like, I can't live without it. I don't know how I function without it. So I'm really glad that you brought that up. Do you have a favorite book?
I just read that 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Oh, the 5, what is it? The 5-second rule or something?
Yes.
Because is that Mel Robbins?
I think so.
Yeah.
And I meant to look at it, but I just did that, and I've been implementing it because I think we all benefit from time management. And I know I did, where, your business is online, so you have a tendency to scroll.
It's so easy to
not do the things that you need to do, and then the longer you delay it. So it's kind of like, okay, I need to get this done. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Just go do it, and then I just do it, and I found that I'm much more productive because I get the huge part of what I need to do every single day done in the morning, usually within an hour.
Awesome.
That would take me off and on all day to do because I'm not managing my time, but it's allowed me to start making sure that I'm doing house stuff as well because I was kind of lacking because I wasn't doing time management, wasn't
Right.
managing my time right. So I've implemented that, and that has been wildly beneficial to my whole entire existence and on a daily basis.
That's great. Yeah, I've heard it's been on my reading list for a while, and I have a very long reading list because
Oh yeah,
people recommend things, and so but that's one that's been popping up a lot. So I guess I'll have to read that one next.
absolutely.
And it applies to, I mean, it's not just business. I mean, it applies
Right.
to everything.
Right. I tell my kids the same thing when they don't want to do something. All right, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go do it. And then they'll count down and they're like, oh, great. Here goes mom again with all of her stuff. But then they get it done. And then there's a sense of accomplishment, like, oh, phew. And it's a weight lifted off of your shoulders because you don't have that looming over your head anymore. And you can get done what you need to get done for the rest of your day because you've tackled the tasks that you know you need to do in
Yeah.
order to grow your business, help your team, and everything that encompasses that daily job, really.
Yeah, for sure. No, I love that. And I love that you're like teaching your kids those same principles that you're learning from your own personal development. I think that
Yeah.
that is really, really cool and really
Oh,
important. I mean, I
thanks.
do the same thing with, especially because I have a teenager. So, um, you know, he's about to graduate and he's sort of stuck in that, like, am I a kid? Am I an adult? Like,
Yeah.
what, you know, and it's hard for him to like make the right decision sometimes. So I do try to teach him, you know, kind of the same way. Like, you know, you should really like try to do, you know, try to implement these things, and you know, I know what I'm talking about.
Right, exactly.
So, yeah, just try it.
Just try.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
Awesome. So is there anything else, because we're almost out of time here, is there anything else that you wanted to share or talk about or anything? Feel free to plug your business page or whatever.
Oh, yeah. If anybody is looking for makeup and skincare, I'd love to help you. My website is www.thelashbeauty.com. I'm also on Facebook. I don't know if there's a way to link, but it's just Facebook/Crystal 514. Super easy. You can find me either way. I would love to help anybody who would like to try anything out for certain.
Yeah, great. And I can definitely vouch for, because I've purchased a few things from you too. And I mean, and you're just so knowledgeable and your videos are fun. And I mean, it's just, I think you're doing a great job with your business. It's been awesome to
Thank
watch
you.
you blossom. So I'm going to end the broadcast right now, and but stay on so that we can chat after.
Okay. Thanks for having me.
You're welcome. Thank you.